one last thing to review before we jump into 9.2, and that is identifying isosceles right triangles. Remember, this whole chapter is about right triangles. All right, looking at these three pictures, I want you to be able to identify them as isosceles right triangles. They're all right triangles because you see the 90. That's pretty easy. But now let's look. If you see something like this with the two tick marks, what does that tell you? That those two sides are congruent. Therefore, this is an isosceles right triangle, okay? This is the right angle, therefore, this is your hypotenuse. We've talked about that already. Let's just review. And if I asked you to tell me the other two angle measures, could you do it? Well, if this is 90, and if this is an isosceles right triangle, if these two sides are congruent, these two angles are congruent. And that means they each will be 45. Think about that. Right? Because 45 plus 45 is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180. So in an isosceles right triangle, you will have a right angle and you will have two 45-degree angles. Okay? Look over here. That's all it has to show you, the right angle mark, and that these two values are both x. When the same variable is used, that means those two sides are congruent. You have an isosceles right triangle. And therefore, if I asked, you could say that these are each 45 degrees. Okay? One more. All I have to give you is the right angle symbol and one number there. Because if that's 90 and that's 45, the only option for this is 45. And if a triangle has two congruent angles, the sides opposite are also congruent. So that will be an isosceles right triangle. This is a special triangle. It's called a 45, 45, 90. You see it? 45, 45, 90, 45, 45, 90. Okay, now jump into 9.2.